So, welcome back to a new Game Stuff episode, and got a lot of exciting things to talk about this month, and I've saved one really cool thing to the end, so stick around for that. So, I'll just start off with some of the games I've been playing lately, and I gotta start off with Mortal Kombat X, Mortal Kombat 10. And let me say this, is that I am a Mortal Kombat fan, I really am. I played the original in arcades, I played Mortal Kombat 2 on the Super Nintendo. I love those games. But I really haven't played any of the others since then. I played some of the, like Mortal Kombat 3 in the arcades, and I've seen some of the other games, but I have never gotten into them. I saw a lot of the gameplay footage and all that, and I loved all the fatalities, all the new cool stuff over the years. Looked amazing. So why did I grab this? This is, to me, the definitive Mortal Kombat experience. It has every single character. It looks fantastic. The control is fantastic. It's got crazy downloadable characters like Jason from Friday the 13th. So there's a lot going on here. Have I played a lot of it? A little bit, yeah. I gotta admit though, I still am more of a Street Fighter guy. I just am. But you gotta appreciate this game. If you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you gotta pick this up. It's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun having friends over, playing a lot of matches, and I gotta admit something else. I am not a good Mortal Kombat player. I never have. I've never said I was a good Mortal Kombat player. As I say, I'm more of a Street Fighter guy, but I'm telling you, this is a great game and a worthy successor to the franchise. And one that I'd say, if you haven't bought them all, like I haven't, this is a great way to start off. And there's so many goddamn modes. There's so much stuff to download. There's so much going on here. You can't go wrong with this game. So very, very high recommendation for that. Next up, Final Fantasy X and X-2. This is the limited edition collector's HD remastered version, and I showed a lot of the gameplay in, I think I did a review on Final Fantasy X then and now, my experiences, experiences playing it back in the day and playing it now. And yeah, it's a great game. I can say that now. I really do like Final Fantasy X. I can say that. I remember playing it back in the day. I had some reservations. I'm like, do I really like this game? And it's a good game. And honestly, the HD remaster, you gotta see the graphics are unbelievable. So I got this version just because I looked at that. The artwork on there is just wonderful. You don't really see that over here, just for some of the online games. And here's the game itself. Yeah, there was a PS3 version and the Vita version as well, but I know, I can't believe they brought out a PS4 version, and it does look subtly better. And this version here comes with a calendar. A calendar I will never use, but a calendar nonetheless. Now, I kind of got some of these games out of the way so I can talk about this one game in particular in great detail. Oh boy. I gotta say that so many of you guys have been saying, Johnny, you need to play this game. You need to give more love to this series. And I played some of the Souls games and they kicked my ass. They did, and I had a kind of strange relationship with them. I liked them, but they didn't like me. That's how I kind of felt, but something happened the other day. I mean, this is, it's funny how you can be playing games your whole life, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you play a game, you're like, oh, let's give it a shot. And it's a game breaker for you. Your mind just goes boom. And my mind did that with this game. Bloodborne. Oh my god. This is my highest recommendation to date in the last bunch of months, if not years. I can honestly say that if you were on the fence like me, you were scared of this game, and you have a reason to be scared of this game, don't be. Honestly, I think when I first started playing it, I had no idea what I was doing. I was dying all the time. I was frustrated, and I didn't like the game to begin with. But I talked to some friends online, and they gave me a little bit of advice on what I should be doing and how the game mechanics kind of work. Right? I'm not fully versed in this series. When I got it, it snapped. It just went off in my mind, as I say, and I totally got this game. And is it hard? Oh, fuck yes. Do you repeat a lot of levels? Oh, fuck yes. Is it extremely satisfying? Oh, fuck yeah. Like, Bloodborne, I've had some 10-hour days playing it since, and I captured some footage, and that's earlier footage. I haven't captured any of my later footage as I got further into the game. I am telling you, I am in love with this game. I go back to it, and I will stick with it until I finish a certain part, because it's so hard that I have to do it. It's like one of these great old school games that, you know, will kick your ass, but you keep going back to it. Kick your ass, but you keep going back to it. I had the same experience with Bloodborne. I can't tell you how much I love this game. The atmosphere, perfect. The graphics, perfect. The music, background, ambience is perfect. The fucking character designs, the monster designs, perfect. I hadn't played a game that is this perfect in a long time to me. It reminds me of Castlevania and Resident Evil, you know, in one, but then with a case of kick ass. I mean, kicking your ass. This game has made me have moments where I'm pulling out my hair, but I keep going back to it. And that's the testament of a true game. Once you understand the foundations of the game, once you get out of your initial crappy armor, you upgrade, you know, you start getting more, you know, blood echoes, you start understanding how you can use those, the game opens up and it becomes a different experience. But man, it's hard. I won't lie about it. It's fucking hard as shit. But it's so satisfying. It's one of the most satisfying video game experiences I've had in years. Man, I cannot wait to go back to Bloodborne. It's funny, I'm having a barbecue with some friends over there, and I'm just like, damn, when are they leaving? I'm kidding, because it's that good. I can't wait to go back to it. Can't wait to go back to getting my ass handed to me, and, you know, keeping on, you know, going through it. And some of the boss characters. Fuck. Bloodborne. Fucking Bloodborne. Okay, on to another game. This is not my game. This is Kim's game, Bravely Default. And I'll just give a small update on this because it is a new game, I guess, to our household. She loves this game. She's at the very end. She's complaining, and let me say, I haven't, you know, played this game myself to the end. She's doing something over and over and over at the end. That's what she's been talking about. It's been pissing her off. I don't know. I'll have to get the details off her, but she loved the game, but she fucking hates the ending. That's what she keeps telling me about this, that she has to keep on doing the same, I don't know, same, like, level again, the same town and boss characters again. I think that's what I got off her. So, yeah, maybe she can fill us in on that in the future. Dun 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 dun. Xenoblade Chronicles on the new 3DS. What do I think of it? What do I think of the old Xenoblade? I didn't mind it on the Wii, to be honest with you. What kind of ruined it for me too is that I was playing on the Wii and I had it on the high def TV and it looked really bad. I'm like, okay, I'll bring it to the standard definition TV, and it looked a lot better. And I'm playing it and I was getting into it and I was kind of enjoying it a little bit. And then Kim walked in, she's like, and understand that Kim is not like some graphical whore in any sense of the way, no pun, you know, but she just walked in and she's like, oh, is there something wrong with these graphics? I'm like, no, this is the way the game looks. She's like, oh, okay. And she wasn't trying to be insulting. She thought there's something, I had it on some weird setting on the TV or something, because it was standard definition, right, on the Wii. And we're kind of used to playing on our TVs, like, all these high definition games. So what is this like? This game is much better on a handheld. I'm enjoying it much more. I'm going down to too many games. This is the game I am bringing with me. So I can't wait to try this out. This is going to be great. I played a couple hours in, but I need to get past that 2-hour zone. I never have, so there we go. Now onto some old school games, and look at this. I picked this up. I got a good deal on this on eBay. I got it for like $20. Why would I get this game, you're wondering? Ultraman on the Super Nintendo. Why would I get this game? There's a story. There had to be a story, and there is with this game. It's kind of a weird, shitty story in a way. It's kind of a shit story. But this was one of the very first Super Nintendo games that was released in the initial launch. This came out just a little bit afterwards. So my story with Ultraman is this. Back in 1990, let me have a look at the date. When was this released? God damn it. 1991. quite a few years ago. So there was a few of us that went into like a Save On Foods, and they used to have a video game section in there. And they'd always have the empty boxes, and everybody would look at, the games. We'd always look at the backs of games, like, oh wow, look at this. And a guy that I still to this day don't know his name. I can't remember his name. He was a friend of another friend of mine's. I guess he was looking through the boxes and he found a copy of Ultraman that was still in the box. It wasn't supposed to be. So he opened it up. I didn't know this till we all left. And there was another friend of mine. His name was Trevor Holness. This is the friend of mine whose house I would play F-Zero at. We were wandering out of the store, and this guy took out Ultraman and put it in my friend's hoodie, in the back of his hood. And he slipped it in, and my friend went through the security and got out. And so I didn't even know anything like this, because I wasn't into stealing. I was never that type of guy. I knew people that did, but that wasn't the way I was kind of brought up to do stuff like that. So we get out, and all of a sudden, this guy's like, dude, he's like, haha, and he pulls out this Ultraman, and my friend's like, you fucking piece of, he was so mad that he fucking almost got framed for bringing out a copy of Ultraman. Alright, of all games, there's Ultraman too. It was the stupidest scenario I'd ever seen. I was like, I can't believe you guys did that. So, funny thing is that they kept the game and played it for a while, and eventually they lent it to me. And I ended up playing it, and it's just one of those stupid memories that Ultraman, it's a terrible, horrible game. It really is. It's just like a versus mode where you fight against monsters one after the other, and it's long-winded. It's old. It's one of the very first Super Nintendo, Super Famicom games that were released, and it's not a good game. But that's my memory. That's my friends doing that. It's so bad. It's so bad. But I got a chance to play the ultimately horrible Ultraman. So I had to get this. Isn't that stupid? I had that stupid memory of the game. I'm like, I must own my own copy of Ultraman now. That's not stolen. Here's another one. This is another one I picked up. An old school memory of mine from the Nintendo, from the regular Nintendo. And let me say, I got a cartridge of this back in the day. I borrowed it off a friend. I don't even remember where I got it from. And I played it, and I hated the game because I was terrible at it. The controls are the worst thing in the world. Athena by SNK. This was an arcade game back in the day. And I got a lot of memories playing this game, being completely frustrated, being completely aggravated. You play as Athena, and Athena became a bit of a mascot for SNK, a little bit. She ended up in the King of Fighters after a while as well, and kind of a spiritual successor to this Athena for sure. But what can I say about this? It's a terrible, terrible side view platforming game, action platforming game, where you're destroying blocks, you're upgrading equipment, you're getting better weapons, going through the levels, fighting weird ass monsters. It is not a good game. It's frustrating. The controls are horrible. Jumping is fucked. The whole game is pretty fucked. But what a nostalgic memory of a game that I hated and loved back in the day. And I always wanted to get the boxed version of it. It was one of those games I'm like, Athena, that's one that I would really like one day. And I got a great deal on it on eBay, so I picked it up. It's a little bit bruised at the top, but to get a boxed Athena is very tough to do. So Club Nintendo is coming to a close, so I had to cash out all of my coins and get something. Online, I saw the Majora's Mask puzzle set, and I was like, this would be a great way to end my time with Club Nintendo. This is going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I'm imagining what this is, a nice little box, open it up with the puzzle pieces. That'd be a beautiful thing. What I got was not a beautiful thing. I don't know if you can see this. Here it is. Majora's Mask, the 3D puzzle set. First of all, let me just say, jigsaw puzzle with 300 pieces. That's a nice thing. But look at this. It's in the cheapest paper, man. It's like, it is just so cruddy. And it's all bruised and not in great condition. I was completely deflated. I got this. I was like, God, this really is low quality. And I was really disappointed. I was like, this is what it is? Wow. very, yeah, very disappointed with my final thing from Club Nintendo. It's like, this is the best that you guys could do. I thought you put in a little bit of effort, especially for the amount of games that I bought and saved up all these points off. And this is what I finally got after all these years. I was like, oh, so that was a big disappointment. I'm hearing a lot of the other items are really not that good as well. So next up is this DVD here. And I'm going to read the translated title brought to you by Joe Cornmuffin X. It's called The Hero, Yoshihiko, and the Demon King's Castle. Yes, now, what is this about? This is interesting. A lot of people had posted this on my wall probably around 6 months ago. And here's something crazy. I ordered this 5 months ago, and it only showed up 2 weeks ago off eBay from Hong Kong. Yes, it's a Hong Kong knockoff, that's for sure. What is it? It is, I'm going to show you right here. It is a live action knockoff of Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest V, you know, basically all the Dragon Quest games. So there's characters that are running around an RPG world doing RPG things. And it's subtitled. That's why I got this DVD. It's subtitled. Very cool. I cannot wait to watch this. I saw a few episodes on YouTube and I was like, I showed Kim, I'm like, we gotta watch this. This looks awesome. And she was like, oh my God, get that DVD. And the DVD wasn't expensive. It was like $15. It was just like the 5-month wait that got me. I never canceled my orders. They'll show up. They eventually got to it. So I can't wait to watch that. And finally, this showed up as well. I mentioned this a long time ago. The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, the comic book adaptation that showed up in Nintendo Power back in the day. And this thing, the original collected version of this was selling for like $80 on eBay. And it was, I think it's Viz, isn't it? Yeah, it's Viz Media that decided to bring out this amazing classic. And the Japanese artist brought Zelda to life in a way that you know, there's so many, like, if you want to call them better drawn, black and white, Ocarina of Time styled mangas on Zelda, and, you know, and Link over the years, and that's fine, but I still think this is my favorite Zelda comic I have ever looked at. It's just so beautiful in the simplicity of its design. I really love this style, and there's something really magical about it. I know it sounds kind of stupid, but they capture the magical essence of those old Super Nintendo NES days. I don't know how he was able to do it as well as he did, but he really did. And unfortunately, the artist has passed away now. So, man, it's so wonderful to look back on his work and to be able to see what he did back then. He was an incredible artist. I'm just so blown away. It's so wonderful stuff. Oh my God. So really happy to get this after all these years. I had so many fond memories of borrowing my friend Andrew's Nintendo Powers and living vicariously through him by, you know, reading the comics back then. So nice to have this collective volume. I highly recommend it. And just a few comic books to get out of the way. I gotta admit something. I go to comic book stores these days and I'm looking for things that are not superhero comics. I'm always looking for something brand new in the way of, you know, indie kind of comics stories. I used to love heavy metal magazines, so I really like crazy sci-fi stories. I didn't know something. Something hit me. Something I was at a comic book store with Rob, and he loves superhero comics. So he's looking at that, and I'm like, oh, I'll have a look at the Image comics. And I remember Image used to be all about superheroes. Now, I understand I'm not a huge comic book guy, and I'm looking at the Image section, and I'm like, oh my God, like the Image comics were so fascinating to me. Because Image used to be just superhero comics, which is not a bad thing, but that's what they did. Where now they do all these indie style comics by, you know, these creators who are really talented. And I picked up a few that day. I picked up it's called Nameless, about a guy who can travel into dreams. And there's a big story going on here. I'm only the first issue in, but boy, I just picked these up the other day. It's so good. The artwork is really good. The storyline is absolutely fascinating. I'm a big fan of Image Comics now. I can't wait to read more of them. Here's another one, Tales of Honor. Look, the artwork in here, they're all like, it's like almost like it's got that hand-painted look. Yeah, it's like a future federation and everything that's going on in the universe, and this is very interesting stuff as well. Yeah, Image Comics has really kind of like blown me away. I'm like, what is going on over there now? I had no idea. And this is something I got off eBay. It is a Phantasy Star mug. Yeah, I had to show you that, guys. That's too funny. I got it for like $20. It's a pretty small mug. Usually I drink out of a very, very big mug. My Star Wars mug usually. But yeah, I had to grab this. It's kind of an interesting item. It was cheap on eBay. A friend of mine linked me to it and said, hey, there's a Phantasy Star mug. I'm like, well, it's not every day you see a Phantasy Star mug. I gotta grab that. And last but not least, this came in the mail and I was like, what is this? I forgot all about this kind of thing. This is so crazy. I was really blown away and honored to get such an item, I can honestly say. I'll just open this up for you. And it is this. It is my silver playback button from YouTube, congratulating the Happy Console Gamer Show for surpassing 100,000 subscribers, and I was completely blown away and honored to get such an item. You know, the only kind of awards I have is when I was a kid, you know, karate class or whatever. So this kind of item really means a lot to me. It really, really does. It's something I've worked very hard on the show over the years. I really have, and I've really enjoyed it. And it's all because of you guys, honestly, that I do it. I don't just do it for myself, but would that make any sense? So, you know, you're all part of this award. 100,000 people who watch the show and sometimes like it, hopefully. But yeah, what an honor to get such an item. And as I say, I haven't got many awards in my life. I got a few, but nothing like this. This award means something to me. It really, really does mean something. So yeah, I thought I'd end a new Game Stuff episode with some new game stuff, quite literally. And this is an award that just blows my mind. I can't say it enough. So it really gets me for sure. So guys, I just want to thank you for 100,000 subscribers once again. So anyways, guys, until next time.